Everything you want is in a higher vibration, and music is the fastest and easiest way to help you get there. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, just as I promised, we're going to be talking about vibration and frequency, what it is, why it's important, how it's going to help you in your business, and with everything else that you have in life. So, Einstein taught us that everything that you want is in a higher vibration. All you have to do is match the frequency of what you want to create, and you cannot help but get that reality. This is not philosophy. This is physics. And I love that quote because what that means is, if we break it down, what that means is all we have to do to have the life that we want to have is match the frequency of what that thing is. And frequency and vibration, they're kind of interchangeable. I'm not going to go super into the dynamics and like the logistics and definitions of what it is, but I see the way that I see and the way that I teach is I see frequency as music and vibration as movement. So I want you to start to become more aware of the vibration and the frequency, aka the music and the movement that are happening in your life. And here is why. If everything that you want is in a higher vibration, let's talk for a second about what that vibration, the frequency is. What it really comes down to is our emotions. So if you are feeling an emotion of sadness or loneliness or boredom, how do you feel inside? Do you feel peaceful and joyful and happy? No, you don't, because you feel sadness and frustration and boredom or loneliness, right? And those are low vibration emotions. Like if you could literally see the vibration that the feeling of sadness or loneliness or boredom gives off, it's a low, slow, like you've seen up those, the waves, the wave patterns of sound waves, right? How they go up and down like a roller coaster, right? But when you are in a low vibration, you literally are vibrating low and slow. When you are in a high vibration, you're vibrating in big waves and quicker. It's happening more quickly. This is why when you're having a rough day and you're feeling sad or you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling bored or angry or whatever it is, it seems like there are more things that come into your life that bring more sadness, more loneliness, more frustration. It seems like that's the whole idea, right? Of like, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And it seems like once something does start to go wrong, more things start to go wrong. You know what I'm talking about? We've all had those days, right? And on the flip side, there's people that you're like, how are they so lucky? Like they get all the breaks. Everything good always happens to them. And it's because they're in that higher vibration. And once something of a high vibration happens and you are in that higher vibration, more higher vibration opportunities and circumstances and things and people just keep happening in your life. So what we really want is to process through our low vibration emotions and move into higher vibration emotions. Now, notice that I didn't say we want to completely disregard and get rid of all of our low vibration emotions. One of my favorite sayings is feelings buried alive never die, right? So if we're just continually what I see as stuffing what we might call low or negative vibrations down in, then it's just going to eventually explode. That's what happens to a volcano, right? It gets stuff, and builds up so much pressure until it just eventually explodes. That's what happens to us sometimes, right? I'm fine. No, it's not a big deal. I can handle, I can do more. I can bring more things on. I can handle it. I can do it. No, I don't need help. I'm fine. Everything's fine until explosion. And all of a sudden, no, it's not fine anymore. And we've seen this. I have felt this on, oh man, when I used to try and be super mom and try to do these like amazing holidays and I'd cook all this stuff and do these decorations and plan all these activities and it was just too much. But I would keep piling more and more things on and more responsibilities and trying to do this and help and be everything for everyone until I would just eventually explode because it was too much and I couldn't handle it. I didn't at that time know about living in true alignment with who I am and what I'm here to do, and how to say no to the things that are not in full alignment for me. So what we want to do is we want to process through our emotions, and we can do this in so many ways. Even just breathing, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Go ahead and do it with me while we're here. And out through the mouth. And allowing everything, I see it as little hamster wheels that kind of are spinning around in your head. I was just working with a client this morning and I said, how many hamster wheels? And he's like, too many to count. And as soon as I start to notice them, I just get more and more and more. So I want you to calm the hamster wheels that are in your head. Just allow them to slowly kind of quiet down and come to a stop. And all that awareness that's in your head, you're just going to allow it to come into your body. So you're going to imagine all of this awareness. Maybe it's light, maybe it's color, maybe it's fuzziness, maybe it's just kind of an awareness of energy. And you're going to allow it to sink down and through your eyes and your ears and your cheeks and your nose and your mouth and your jaw, down through your throat, down into your shoulders and your chest, your upper back, your rib cage, down into your mid back, down into your belly button, your intestines, and all the way down into your belly. And now all of that awareness that was in your head is in your belly, in your body. And while you're there in your body, now how do you feel? Maybe now you feel peaceful. Maybe now all those things that seem so important don't seem as important anymore. Maybe now you have more clarity. In my client that I just barely did this with, when I brought him down into that and I asked him what questions he had, he said none. And this is what happens when we're in our head. We have so many questions and such big lists and all the things that we need to do. And then when we're in our heart, when our body, when we're in that connection, that alignment with our highest self, and we're in that space of trust, all of a sudden we can't remember anything that was on our to-do list. And we can't remember what any of our worries or fears or frustrations were. Because we trust. We know how this ends. And so we're more willing to allow the journey, the unfolding of this to happen. Now, we still might have to take inspired actions, logical, physical steps, things that need to take place, but we do it from a place of peace. And when you're in that place of peace, now everything that is peace comes to you. Everything that you want is in a higher vibration. Love, joy, light, prosperity, trust, laughter, excitement, fun, happiness. Anything that feels good, that it feels in that higher, what we call a higher vibration, it feels good because it brings our bodies literally up and out of the lower energy and up into the realm of higher energy. And everything you want is in this higher realm, this higher vibration. So if you would desire more clients, more wealth, more success, if we're looking at it from a business standpoint, if you can get yourself into these higher vibrations of peace, of love, of joy, of trust, of excitement, of adventure, of curiosity, then now instead of feeling this overwhelm, I have to get it figured out, I have to figure this out, I have to get it right, it becomes, well, what could I do? What things could I do? What lights me up? What feels so fun that I would just love to try and see if it could work? I would love to make a coaching program, a group coaching program. I would love to speak from stage. I would love to start a podcast. I would love to create a YouTube channel. I would love to go online on social media and talk and share and post. I would love to be able to help other people, to give advice and share my wisdom. I would love to create amazing products. What is it for you? What would you love to do that lights you up, that feels so, so good? And then just choose, okay, well, what's one thing that I could do to help me move forward on that, to help me get closer to that? Maybe it's even just creating your YouTube channel, right? Maybe it's reaching out to one person that you would love to coach, that you would love to be their coach, and you'd love to help them and support them in their journey. Maybe it's doing a Facebook post about something that feels important to you. Maybe it's making a phone call. So many things that you could do. And I'm not saying you're never going to have to do anything that you don't want to do, because that is just simply not true. We already talked last week. I told you in our last episode about how being an entrepreneur, you're literally going to have to do all the things that you don't want to do, that scare you, that terrify you, that fill you with anxiety. You're going to have to figure out how to do them. That's part of the process. But you don't have to do everything all at once. So what's just one thing that maybe feels a little bit stretchy, a little bit scary, but that you would actually really love to do? Write it down and go and do it. When you do that, it feels stretchy, it feels uncertain because you're not a vibrational match for it yet. It's not something that's comfortable in your life. It requires some up-leveling, some growth, some progression for you to get there. But guess what? Once you start doing it, then it's no big deal anymore. I saw this in my life when I first started learning how to speak from stage. Now I'm a performer, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a dancer, I'm a musician. And so I've done a lot of acting, I've done a lot of plays, I've done a lot of performing. Like being on stage was not a big deal, but I'd never really spoken from stage the way that we do in the professional realm of going and speaking from stages. And it wasn't necessarily scary, but it kind of felt like, I don't know how to do that yet. And so I took a class and I worked with a coach and I figured out my speech and I reviewed it dozens of times. And then when I got up on stage, I'm already really comfortable on stage, and it was just a matter of plugging in what I already knew. And the first time I did it, it was pretty scary and I had lots of butterflies and I didn't quite know how it was going to go. But then I did it over and over and over again and I got really good at it. And now it's no big deal. I speak from stage all the time. It's not a big deal. Same thing when I first started teaching a masterclass, an online masterclass. I didn't know how it was going to go. And it was kind of crazy and nerve-wracking, but every time we did it, we got a little bit better and we implemented something new and we just got better and better. For me right now, I'm brand new at podcasting, right? And so these might not be the best podcast episodes. I'll probably look back later on and be like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? But guess what? I'm okay with that because I've recognized and I've experienced enough by now of that process of learning as we go and getting more comfortable with it. We see this so easily when it comes to learning a musical instrument. When I used to teach piano lessons, I did not expect my brand new students to show up after they're like on the first lesson. We teach them where middle C is and how to put their fingers and how to sit at the keyboard. I didn't expect them to come back playing for Elise or Claire de Lune, right? Or much of anything, in fact. I knew that it was a process. Think of this if you exercise or if you've ever lifted weights or if you've ever run a marathon or whatever it might be. You're not going to go from never having bench pressed at all to maxing out at 250 pounds. It's just not going to happen overnight. We know, okay, I'm going to start with maybe just the bar and maybe not even the heavy bar, maybe just the lighter 25-pound smaller bar. And I'm going to bench press that until I can do that pretty consistently. And then I'm going to move up and then I'm going to add on weight little by little by little. And it's the same thing with you. You're just going to keep taking those small steps, that progression moving forward until it becomes more comfortable. And as it becomes more comfortable, that happens because you are now a fuller, more equal vibrational match to it. And so that now happens easily and joyfully. But when you are trying to build a business, when you are trying to progress to something that you are not there yet, it's scary and it's uncertain. But you teach yourself how to do that by simply doing it. And one of the biggest pieces I love is to help you get into that place that I just helped you get to, where you feel that peace, you feel that trust, you feel that, okay, I've got this. This is okay. I can enjoy this. I can trust this. I can be in it. And you just keep doing that. Raising your vibration, raising your frequency, little by little by little. One of the pieces that Einstein didn't teach us is that music is one of the easiest and quickest ways to raise your vibration. And think of this when maybe you've been and you've been frustrated, maybe you had a rough day, maybe you've been, working at a retail shop and you're frustrated with having to deal with customers, or maybe you've been home with your little kids all day and you're just feeling frustrated. And you get in the car and you're blah, 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 and you're kind of like, blah, right? You got those hamsters running around inside your head, and some music comes on. And maybe it's, maybe it's Feeling Good by Michael Bublé. And I'm feeling good, right? And before you know it, you are now singing and you're bobbing your head and you're doing the funny little wave out the window and you're actually feeling good. Well, how did that work? How did you go from feeling frustrated and overwhelmed to literally feeling good within just a matter of minutes? It changed your vibration. So our bodies literally are matching the vibration, matching the frequency of what we're surrounded by. So if you're surrounded by negativity all the time, it's going to be hard to raise your vibration outside of that or beyond that. You have to put yourself in a new vibration. And one of the quickest ways to do this is through music. So I want to invite you, and here's your call to action for today, your inspired action that you're going to take. You're going to start intentionally creating playlists of the emotions that you want to have more of in your life. So a great way to do this is to visualize, what do you want to have happen in your life? Do you want to speak from stage? Do you want to have a group coaching program? Do you want to have one-on-one clients? Do you want to have an amazing product out there? What is it that you're wanting to create? And then feel into the emotion of what that will feel like. Maybe you feel prosperous. Maybe you'll feel wealthy. Maybe you'll feel complete. Maybe you'll feel validated. Maybe you're just going to feel happy and excited and joyful. Whatever that emotion is, find music that helps you to get into that emotion. There's so much great music out there. I'm not even going to tell you what I think it should be or give you some suggestions, because I want you to find what feels really good for you. So what I want to invite you to do, this is going to be your action item for today, is to create a playlist, an actual playlist of the music that is going to help you to embody those emotions. So whether it's joy or peace or love or trust or hope, whether it's wanting to feel successful or motivated, find music that helps you to play that. Some great ones are like I Will Survive by Donna Summers, a lot of Pink, some of the J-Lo music, Michael Bublé. I'm not even going to try and tell you what to listen to because there's so much out there. Gospel, new age, classical, find what works for you. Find what works for you that feels really good in your body, that makes you want to just get up and dance. And we're going to be talking a lot more about dancing later on down the road. Music that makes you want to get up and dance, music that helps you to just feel peaceful and trusting. Like I said, whatever that is that you're wanting to feel, find music, create intentional playlists that are helping you to create that music that you want to have, or the music that embodies the emotion that you want to have. Because this is what sound healing is. This is essentially the premise of sound healing, is that the vibration of the music comes to your body, it shakes it all up, right? And it changes the vibration. So now, because that music that they use in sound healing, the sound bowls and the instruments and the chimes, all the beautiful things, I love sound healing, is it's a high vibration. And so your body now matches that high vibration. And you become a vibrational match for everything that is also in a higher vibration. And guess what? Love, prosperity, beautiful relationships, aligned connections, wealth, success, all these things are in high vibrations. So all you need to do to receive them into your life is to allow your body, support your body in moving into higher vibrations. If this feels like cheat codes and like too good to be true and too easy, it's not. It's one thing to be in that little short vibration for a small moment. It's another to actually maintain it. So while yes, this is a cheat code, as in you're learning some valuable information that not everybody understands or knows about, that's going to help you to get to your goals higher and faster. It's a matter of continual effort on your part to maintain that high vibration. Again, using music as that beautiful tool, that beautiful resource to help you to up level that really, really quickly, like you're skipping steps. Because instead of trying to make sense to our brain, we're going directly to our body and making that connection with our body. I hope that this is making sense for you. If it's not, please make sure we have all of our resources down below, ways that you connect with me over email, over Facebook, over Instagram. Please comment if you're watching this on a YouTube video. Please connect with us. So let us help you. Let us be that community. Let us support you and be that cheerleader for you on your journey as you're figuring this out. And remember, you know how this ends. So maybe one of the most valuable pieces of music that you could have on your playlist is something that reminds you of that end goal, that you know where you're headed and you don't have to know how to get there. You just know and just keep in mind where you know you're going and how this ends, because that is the guarantee. That is what you know, what you can take to the bank, and then you can allow yourself to enjoy and trust the process of getting in there. So I recommend music that helps you to feel trusting, that helps you to feel at peace, that helps you to feel aligned and connected and just beautiful and successful and sexy and amazing and all the things. You know how this ends. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.